You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 232, the Rusted Robot Podcast, February the 3rd, 2019.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human-Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus, a Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hey, it's your host, Sean.
And Josh.
How are you guys today? It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Since we recorded an episode.
Guys?
Guys?
You said, how are you guys?
Yeah, the listeners.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking, because normally you talk to us first thing.
Right, that's true.
And then,
But we're having a conversation with our listeners, because that's what they're here for.
no, it's not a conversation.
It is. It's a one-way conversation.
That's not a conversation.
What would you call it? Are we lecturing them?
No, because they're listening to our conversation and we're presenting them with information.
Oh, so they're eavesdropping.
Well, no.
Okay.
No, we're inviting them in
We
to
are.
listen.
Yeah.
But it's not a conversation. Conversation is two-way.
Well, we're having a conversation right
We
now.
are. We're having a conversation.
Yes. But
We're not conversing with them.
I wanted to include them in our conversation,
Well, that-
even though they can't respond.
Addressing them is fine, but you can't include them in the conversation.
I tried. Anyway, I hope all of our listeners are doing well.
Yeah.
Yes. So, last weekend, went to Toronto for the 30th anniversary Klingon Assault Group feast.
Okay, and how'd that go?
You know what? It was a good time. Lots of interesting food that they presented to us. Drove down Friday after work. It was like a 9.5 hour drive in the dark for the last half of it.
You were gutting it then.
Well, we were going pretty good. We left at, I think, 1 o'clock, got there at 9:30, with a stop in North Bay halfway through, like we do. By the end, my eyes were shot because I was the only driver, and we kept missing the exit for the location where we were staying. And so finally, after 4 or 5 attempts at trying to get to the right spot, I was like, you know what, screw this. And I didn't look, and I pulled over to the right real fast, across 3 lanes of traffic, and hit my exit at the last minute, and made it safely without looking. It was a very dangerous maneuver, and I don't recommend it to anybody, but I was frustrated, and I needed to get where I was going, because my eyes were done, Josh. They were done.
Ah, Sean.
I know. And on the way there was a huge whiteout between Aurelia and Gravenhurst. On the way back, there was a huge whiteout between Gravenhurst and Aurelia.
Damn it, you were away from the bitter, bitter cold.
You're right, because here it's been, minus 30 degrees Celsius.
Pretty consistently.
Down there it was about minus 5, minus 10, and everybody was freezing, and I had my winter coat. I had to go to Old Navy to buy a hoodie because I was overheating. So, that's the difference between up north and down south.
Also, it's not even that, because if you go down, even south of Toronto in Minnesota, it's bitterly cold there too.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's because they got that large body of water to keep them regulated.
That's what it is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. I got to go to IKEA and buy my Death Star lamp for my living room.
Cool.
I have to assemble it one of these days.
And then are you gonna decorate it all out?
I don't think I'm going to paint it.
No?
No, I don't think I'm going to go quite that far.
You should.
Well, maybe. But it would just be me painting it gray. I don't really have the talent to do the fine details.
Sure you do.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think I could do it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll do it.
You make yourself a little project out of it.
I totally could.
You got your little workbench downstairs?
I do. You might be onto something.
You do model kits?
I haven't in years, but I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have the painting supplies.
Do it.
Oh, maybe I will. I think you convinced me. So how have you been the last couple weeks?
So cold.
Yes.
Cold.
Very cold.
I've not done much. Katie's not well.
No.
So I'm taking care of her, and the children are not well, and I'm taking care of them. I did get in my BattleTech game that I ordered.
I see it there sitting on the table in front of me. Tell me about it.
It's a strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
Mechs fighting each other. It's not a very descriptive game. You really have to play.
Okay.
Takes place in the 31st millennium, giant fighting mechs strategy game, turn activated. You need dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
For each mech
Okay.
to indicate he's moved, and it gives you information about the game. They don't give you the dice with the game, so that's a warning to anybody that buys it. You're going to have to buy, like, 3 sets of monocolored D6s. So you're going to need one for indicating he walked, one for indicating he ran, and one to indicate he jumped.
Oh, no.
So I had to go out and buy dice.
You needed to buy dice.
I needed to buy dice because I didn't have enough of any one color.
Okay, because you've got a lot of dice.
I do, but now I have 108 dice of specific colors.
Is there, how much in each one?
36 in each.
36 in each. Wow.
And I'm thinking of buying mech sets, but they don't make the plastic ones anymore.
Oh, no.
You have to get the metal ones.
Oh.
The metal ones they're nice.
Expensive?
$10 to $20 each mech.
And you need how many mechs?
You need one.
Okay.
The more mechs you have,
the bigger your army,
the more you can play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it also gives you more variety. Because you can get, I want to do this 10-tonner, or 20-tonner, 30-tonner, 40, because it goes 20 to 100 tons.
Okay.
There's a lot of variation in there.
Yeah.
So you got to get the variation.
Of course.
I used to have over 200 mechs, back when you can still get the plastic ones.
Ah.
So I got all the plastic ones I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting some of the metal ones, and they were cool.
Right.
Now they only get the metal ones.
Mm.
Although there's some from Iron Wind something, is that they do the metal casting.
Oh, okay.
And you can get a pretty good deal if you get the box set. It gives you some promo codes inside.
So the set that you got there, does it come with any mechs?
It does.
It does, okay.
It comes with the beginner's box, which I got to teach people how to play, because it's easier. It comes with 2 plastic mechs and 8 little standy mechs. The Battletech main game, which is the more complicated version, came with 8 plastic mechs and 8 standy mechs.
Okay, and these are, there's like a play mat with hexagons and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I played that years ago.
Yeah. It's a really fun game. It is not a quick game.
That's something I remember. Is it kind of like Warhammer?
Kinda. It's a strategy tabletop game with terrain and da-da-da-da. But I never... Any of the tabletop games where it's like, okay, break out the ruler or the measuring tape. Okay, I can move 6.5 inches. All right, I'm just going to move here. I'm going uphill, so I got to remember to go uphill. I don't do those.
That's too much.
There's a variant of Battletech that does that.
Okay.
It's called Alpha Strike, I think.
Mm.
And no. Because my painting of my mechs used to be spray paint, done.
Because some people get really, really detailed into it.
Oh, God. You're using like 1 or 2 bristles on a paintbrush and drawing their pilot.
Using a toothpick to paint the eyes and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. And no, I cannot do that.
No patience.
My friend, he sat there and put down like warning symbols on like the little like don't step here.
Mm-hmm.
He put those tiny little things on there. He literally one
Yeah.
bristle and a paintbrush under a magnifying glass.
I don't think I'd have the patience for that.
Nope.
Spray painting the whole thing in one color sounds pretty good.
Yep.
There you go. So that's what you did.
Yep.
So we didn't have a podcast last weekend.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought you were going to put up your 10 movies.
I was going to, but I got sick. I was totally under the weather. I never get sick. It's a very rare phenomenon, and I was like, ugh, I couldn't do it. I had no patience for sitting and doing any editing or looking for clips or any of that stuff. So we had a rare week off, but we're back again. Here we are.
And so much has happened in the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Surprisingly, nothing has happened, really, in the last couple of weeks. But we
One
have...
that we focus on.
Right. That's true. I've been watching the Orville.
I haven't seen the last episode, but good, right?
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
good. Yeah. A lot of fun.
It very much feels next gen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They've released so far 3 episodes of Discovery. The first one was fantastic. The second one was even better. The third one that just came out, not so great. It was all right, but it didn't have the feel. But the second one had very classic Trek feel.
So, I've been seeing a lot of articles
Mm-hmm.
because I guess they're not getting the ratings that they were hoping they would be getting.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that.
It's a minor story that happened, but there's a lot of real pumping it up. Like the one article, why Star Trek Discovery is the only sci-fi show you should be watching.
Oh, okay, one of those propaganda pieces.
Yeah, and then I've been hit by a lot of them, and that's the one thing I'm like, come on, guys, you're not gonna get me. Like, but even if I wasn't morally opposed to the show on a basic soul level,
a basic soul level,
I would not watch it on principle for that
because of the articles.
Because it's like, no, nothing else is worth watching. It's like,
that's not
really.
True. That's not true.
And you know, it's propaganda pieces.
Of course,
it's not their honest opinions.
No. They're paid to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm loving it. It's third episode. It was fine, but it wasn't great. But it was more like we have to connect all the threads together kind of an episode. Yeah, like we're catching up with all the people, and it was okay. Tilly was great as always. They've got new Discovery T-shirts that they're wearing on the show, and I'm hoping they're going to sell those too, so I can add that to my Discovery shirt collection.
So I'm not watching, obviously. But I thought they were switching over to the original series uniforms.
No, we saw the original series uniforms because when Pike showed up on the Enterprise, he was wearing the original series uniform. Updated, of course, to the Discovery style.
Yeah.
But now he's taken over as temporary captain of the Discovery, so he's wearing a Discovery uniform. Because different ships have different uniforms.
What? That's not how uniforms work. And no, they didn't. Because if you watch the original series, everybody you see is in the original series uniform. Because it's the uniform of Starfleet.
Yes, and the in-canon theory behind that is that the Discovery uniforms are the older uniforms. The Constitution class uniforms are the new ones that everybody's going to eventually switch over to, but only they have them for now.
No, that's not how uniforms work. Also, it's the 24th century.
23rd century.
23rd century. The 23rd century, and they have mass production facilities.
Yes.
They can easily make a few million uniforms and pass them out.
I'm aware. I know.
I believe the ship has a manufacturing facility.
It does.
Because they could make clothes for the crew for going down on away missions.
Yeah, you saw that in one of the first few episodes of the first season, where I think the episode started with the inside the molecular reconstructor of the uniform thing.
So if you have that,
yeah, I know.
You make the new uniform.
See, what Discovery is trying to do is catch up to the original series. So they're showing the transition between that and this.
No, they didn't know what they were doing for the first season because they didn't know what Star Trek is, and then they're like, we're gonna make our show. Oh, let's call it Star Trek. Okay, now that we've done that, we got to connect it to the original series. Okay, but I really like the uniforms and I'm not changing them. Fine. That's what it was. There was some jerk off at the head that's like, I don't like the old uniforms, put the new ones in.
I don't think that's actually
that's what it is.
But I'm not going to argue with you about it. But Anson Mount as Pike, he's really, really good. In fact, a lot of what I've read is that he's a lot of people's favorite captain now. So, of course, we've only seen him in a couple episodes. But no, there's not enough behind him yet.
Yeah.
But he's the show's funny. It's way different than season one. The total shift in the tone of the series, and they're making it more light and more fun. And
you mean they're making it more Star Trek?
It does feel more Star Trek than season one. It does. I think you'd like it.
What that implies, on its face value, is that season one did not feel like Star Trek.
In a lot of ways, it didn't.
I'm just saying, if you're going to make a Star Trek show, it kind of, you got one bar to hit. Make it Star Trek.
Yeah, but they're going for something different for the new era of television. So it's kind of a fine line.
Orville hit it out of the park.
It is very season 2, 3, 4 of Next Generation feeling.
Did you watch Home? That is not out of Next Gen at all. That's perfectly fits. That's the one where Alana goes home.
Oh, where the gravity planet?
No, yeah. Doesn't that feels like it could be any crew on Enterprise D.
Yeah.
I could have been any crew member.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they did an episode like that, except it was the other way around. She was not used to heavy G. She would have to go to her quarters.
Yes, actually, that was Deep Space Nine. Melora.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, come on.
Yeah, totally. So what you're saying is the Orville is rehashing old Star Trek episodes.
They're playing with themes.
Ah, okay.
because the theme was, like, everything about it was kind of different.
Yeah.
But it still had the same themes.
That's true.
Which shows do often. They could just recycle whole plots like The Naked Now.
They could. They could totally do that. I'm glad they haven't. If they don't do a Naked Now type episode, though...
A Naked Then.
Yeah.
They just have to call it that.
Naked Then, yeah. I'd love to see that. That'd be funny. So I finished watching season 1 of The Dragon Prince on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I did, and I watched it with my children. That was fantastic.
It was great. Yeah, I'd watched the first 2 episodes there about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about it. And then powered through the last 7 the other night.
Yeah. It's not a long run, which, because it's short form, all right, it's only 22 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you blow through them.
I did. I've just sat there all night just watching them.
Yeah.
Back to back to back. And season 2 is coming up soon.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I watched The Rain on Netflix.
The Rain.
It's a 8 or 9 episode series. It takes place in Scandinavia. There's a boy and a girl, they're brother and sister, and they're put in an underground bunker to protect them from the rain, which is deadly, and if it touches you, it kills you. So 6 years later, they emerge from the bunker and they get captured by a group of other kids, and then they go on adventures together, and adventures ensue. And it's really good. Yeah, I think...
Haven't heard it. I'll have to check that one out.
It's obviously dubbed.
Well, that's fine.
But not badly, so...
I checked out a Korean film, Psychokinesis.
Tell me more.
Big company is kicking people out of the shopping district to redevelop, right?
Yeah.
And they're putting up resistance. The father of the one girl, the mother dies, but the father has been estranged for a long time. He's an irresponsible guy. He's late to work. He kind of just lives for himself, gets blackout drunk all the time. And he's drinking from a fountain that you see a meteorite come down and an energy field go into the water, and the water goes through, and it goes into so it goes inside of him. Eventually, he can move things with his mind, and it's like a Korean superhero, not really story.
Okay.
Because, it's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't watch it. I tried to watch it a while ago. I couldn't watch it because the subtitles moved really fast.
Okay.
So
it's not dubbed at all.
No,
you have to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I was like, no, I gotta go back to that. It looked interesting, so I went back. I watched it. It's fantastic. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I give it a solid 7.
Okay, it's not bad. I have to get back to The Punisher. I kind of stopped watching it because I was watching The Rain and Dragon Prince, so I have to go back to that. Have you finished it?
I have not finished it. I am a couple episodes away from finishing it.
Yeah, I think I got 5 left or something like that.
Unfortunately, it's not something that I can just sit down and binge with the children around.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's
so
true.
it's got to be a couple episodes before bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then Katie's been sick for a little while.
Well, yeah. And I was away for last weekend and sick and just not feeling it and watching other stuff. So there's that. So that's what we've been up to in the last couple weeks. I've got some sad celebrity news. The celebrity death of the week for you. The guy lived a good long time, though. So I'm just going to read a little bit here from Memory Alpha. Richard Dick Miller, born December 25th, 1928, died January 30th of this year at the age of 90. He was a veteran character actor who appeared in 2 Star Trek spin-off series. He first portrayed the holographic news vendor in the Star Trek Next Generation first season episode The Big Goodbye in 1987, and then appeared as Vin in Star Trek Deep Space Nine's third season 2-parter Past Tense in 1994. He was a veteran of campy and often humorous science fiction and horror movies. He began as a regular in Roger Corman films and later in films directed by Joe Dante. He made his film debut in Corman's Apache Woman in 1955. Now, he went on and did all kinds of things, over 200 film credits. You'd recognize him. It's not a very famous name, but
No.
he was in so many things. Our listeners would probably recognize him the most as the gun seller in 1984's Terminator, where Arnold asks for a plasma rifle in the 40-watt range, and he says, "Just what you see here, pal," and then he gets shot.
The 45 long slide with laser sighting.
These are brand new. We just got them in. That's a good gun. Just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss. anything else?
Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Hey, just what you see, pal.
I enjoy him. He's got one of those distinctive voices.
And faces, too. He's got a very distinctive face.
Everybody got a distinctive face, but his voice had a distinctive voice to it.
Very gravelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we lost him at the age of 90, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's sad when they go young.
Yes. And he appeared in lots of things with Robert Picardo as well, actually. It's according to this article here. So I definitely recommend our listeners, if they want to know more about Dick Miller, to go to Memory Alpha.
I know he's a character actor. Did he get any starring roles that we know of?
You know what? I will go to the IMDb page
What
right
is
now.
IMDb?
Let's do that. Let's find out what he's been in. Probably lots of stuff, because with over...
Well, he's been in lots, and you can make a great career of just being a character actor. It's fantastic.
Yeah. He's known for The Terminator. He's known for Gremlins. He's known...
Oh, he's in Gremlins.
Yeah, he's known for The Burbs. He was in The Howling. And then I'm just looking through here, just a bunch of movies that I haven't heard of.
200 movies, man.
Yeah.
Spanning from the 50s on.
Looks like he did a lot of voice work. Yeah, nothing major, just lots of...
solid working career as a character actor.
Yeah, character actor, for sure. Yeah. So, he was apparently in Weird Science as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the TV series. But, yeah, lots of different things.
Hey, great career. You know what? Everybody's like, oh, the big stars, the big stars. You know what? You need the character actors more than you need the big stars.
You totally do.
Because you got one star in a film, and you got 30 characters that need to be filled out.
Well, exactly. So, yeah, he added a lot to the roles that he played, and I actually watched Deep Space Nine's Past Tense there not too long ago, and he's such a great actor that you can see him as that person, that character. Like, he becomes that person. Like, you know how some people you can tell are acting? He actually seemed like that guy. So he's one of those.
He actually acts rather than acts.
Yeah, exactly. So
he doesn't try to stand out, he just becomes his character.
That's right. Yeah, which is what I prefer.
Exactly. He's not trying to break out. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's happy in his career as a character actor, not trying to break out, just trying to run the clock.
That's right. And he did. So very sad news.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
A very long life, which is awesome. Yeah. So did you hear that they're working on a Robocop sequel?
My friends call me Murphy. You call me Robocop.
Did we talk about this before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Are they doing what they did with that they're doing with the Halloween?
Actually, the article that I read referenced that. They're doing a direct sequel to 1987's Robocop.
So they're getting ready for Robocop 2, which is actually a good film. I enjoyed Robocop 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Robocop 3.
Yeah. Ignoring the reboot.
Yeah.
Which, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is going to be based on the corporate wars. The original writers wrote a script in 1988 to make a sequel, but they abandoned it, and so they started working on it again. Neill Blomkamp, who did Chappie and Elysium and District 9, he's going to be directing it. It's his dream project, so he's taking a pass on the script as well. There's no release date or anything.
Well, it's early stages.
But it's going to be direct sequel.
Okay.
And of course, it won't be Peter Weller in the role.
No, but you just gotta find somebody who has a Peter Weller chin.
Yes.
That's all you need. Everything else is covered, so you just need a Peter Weller chin. No left hand. Don't give him a hand. What the hell are you people thinking?
Yeah, you don't need a hand. No. So that's exciting, because RoboCop is one of my favorite films. And if I had released that episode last week, you would know that. You know it,
I know
because we recorded it, but the listeners don't. Yeah.
So, there's a big hubbubaloo over the new Ghostbusters film.
I know that Leslie Jones is not happy about it.
Yeah. So, because theirs is this reboot, new universe, old Ghostbusters don't exist. And it did okay at the box office, but it didn't do great.
Right.
And the people are like, well, we want to go back to the original Ghostbusters. We want to go back to that universe.
And it's having the original cast, but some kids or something in it?
So they're going to get some of the original cast back.
Because the one guy died.
Yeah. It's hard to get him back.
Yeah, it would be nearly impossible.
And they're going to have a younger generation. It's going to be a passing the torch, and I think it's a much better way to do a sequel in that universe. don't destroy all the stuff we love,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can have some cranky old guys that everybody's looking up to. I think it works much better.
I guess we'll have to see. I don't care about Ghostbusters either way. Like, I've seen all the films, and it's fine. It never really got me under the skin like a Terminator or a Star Trek or anything like that. It's fine, but meh, whatever. But speaking of Ghostbusters and Bill Murray, we're getting the sequel to Zombieland this year.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Zombieland. That was a fantastic film.
It was.
Do we know anything about the sequel?
We don't.
Oh, okay.
But it's all the same characters.
So we're not really speaking Bill Murray then.
No, not really. But he was in the first one.
He was in the first one, but
yeah,
he didn't last long.
Not too long. No, he kind of went out with a bang, you could say.
Yeah.
Right. Now seems like a good time to play a promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network. Hey, it's Sean from the Soulforge Podcast. Join me and the gang as we guide you through the adventures of living. Topics include sex, loss, joy, and stupid things we've done for love. It's life, the universe, and everything. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the ESO Network, SoulForgePodcast.com, and everywhere else you find podcasts. The Soulforge Podcast. Let's find out together. And once again, I don't know what we played because I haven't edited this podcast yet. And I've been out of town, and I haven't been paying attention. Have you gone and looked at any podcast promos?
No, because you didn't send me the link.
I do need to send you the link. I should email that to you.
Or just even text me the link.
I could totally do that one of these days.
Because it's...
Yeah, I've been slacking. I think the cold has been sapping all of our energy and forethought.
God.
It's just been...
It's brutal.
It's totally brutal.
Although, I got into a heated argument at work the other day.
Oh, that was good, because at least it was heated.
Yeah. Because the one coworker doesn't believe in climate change and tried to use it's cold as an excuse.
The reason it's so cold is because of the climate change.
But she didn't get that. She's like, it's cold now. It's the coldest it's been for years and years. I'm like, first of all, that's a piece of information you should notice. It's the coldest it's been for years and years. And it's cold now because of the mitigating facts. No, it's just cold. That's winters. It's getting colder. I'm like, ah.
You can't help some people things. And I read an article, too, that this summer is supposed to be the hottest on record.
Like last year.
Last year was
and the
brutal.
year before.
Yeah,
the year
it's getting worse. We need I don't know.
Of the 20 hottest years on record, or in the last 22 years.
Yeah.
We had two where we kind of fell into a nice, it's cool, relative, and then just slam for 20 of the hottest. And the 4 hottest years on record are the last 4 years in order.
Right.
2018 was hotter than 2017, which was hotter than 2016, which was hotter than 2015. And it's going to be hotter again this year.
Yeah.
Ow, that hurt.
Right, because you hurt your thumb because you were chopping ice.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah,
you're in pain.
Yeah, spraying both my thumbs.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then I just tried to enumerate forcefully, and that hurt.
And they couldn't even see, so...
No, they can't see it, but I'm passionate and I move my hands when I talk because I'm French.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so last summer, the hottest that I've ever experienced, and being a mailman working outside, that's exhausting. Yeah. Just like working out in this cold, that's exhausting.
See, you got places like Arizona, where they're boiling in the heat.
Yeah.
But they don't have to deal with this cold.
No.
And then you got some places where it's pretty cold all the time, but they don't have to deal with the exhausting heat.
Yes.
We have this nightmare scenario where we get the extremes on both ends.
Yeah, we have an 80-degree temperature difference between the winter and the summer.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's nightmarish.
It is. Why do we live here, Josh?
Because we're broke and can't really afford to move somewhere nice.
Aha! I think you've unlocked that mystery. Yes, you have. Hey, did you know that the Aurora Borealis is a spectacular thing? And that's one advantage of living here in the north?
So, yes, it's like, it's beautiful to see the Aurora Borealis. Except every time they said, it's going to be a fantastic Aurora Borealis this year. Go out and check it out in the next week. You go outside and it's nothing but snow. You can't see the sky.
Right, but it's supposed to be minus 24 tonight, so it might be clear.
Nope, it's supposed to be snowing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Well, anyway, I got an article here. It says, usually we aren't lucky enough to see the northern lights from way down here in southern Canada. So whoever wrote this article was in southern Canada. But that won't be the case this weekend. In fact, tonight, even people in Montreal may have the chance to catch the infamous light show. The aurora borealis is a phenomenon that occurs when electrons collide way up in the Earth's atmosphere, resulting in a release of energy in the form of light. The Space Weather Prediction Center, or the SWPC, explains that the Earth's magnetic field moves the electrons into two ovals approximately centered around Earth's two magnetic poles, which is why our great north is so lucky and gets to see the phenomena so often. The SWPC explains that the 3-day aurora forecast model shows the intensity and location of the aurora as expected for the time shown in the top of the map. So this is an article that I'm going to share to our Facebook page so people can see the map and read all about it. And according to this, Montreal is going to be able to see it, Sudbury is going to be able to see it, Winnipeg, Regina, Quebec City, so places that normally don't, way down south, and into the top half of the United States will be able to definitely see the northern lights if the sky is clear this weekend. That's exciting.
Kinda.
You don't think so?
I am not one to go and view celestial events.
You're not? You don't like the stars?
No, I like the stars.
Okay.
But I don't like going out in the middle of the night, standing there looking at the sky and going, huh, for hours.
That's pretty. Yeah, no?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, normally when you see the aurora borealis, it's at nighttime.
It kind of needs to be.
It kind of needs to be. Can you see it at twilight?
No.
No?
You can't see it at twilight.
Because it has to be night-night. Right. But, speaking of Twilight, the Twilight Zone is getting a reboot, and I've got the release dates. It's going to be on CBS All Access, where we find Star Trek Discovery. They're going to release the first 2 episodes.
Except it's not where we find.
You don't find it there, and I don't find it there, and people in Canada don't find it there. We find it on the Space Channel.
Yeah, so...
But our American listeners find Star Trek Discovery on CBS All Access, where they'll find the first 2 episodes of the Twilight Zone reboot April 1st, and then they'll be released once a week starting April 11th.
And where do our Australian listeners find it?
Couldn't tell you.
And our Brazilian listeners?
Maybe Netflix, where they find Star Trek Discovery, because everywhere else outside of Canada and the U.S. finds Star Trek Discovery on Netflix. So,
see, I get that. Mm-hmm. They drop it on Netflix outside of Canada and the U.S., but they don't allow Canada access to CBS All Access.
No, what we get...
So, what?
We get it on Space or Crave.
Yeah, we get it on TV.
Yeah.
And Crave.
I don't have Crave, but...
I don't know anybody that does.
I know people who do.
Really?
Yeah.
How's the service? Because
I don't know, because I don't have it. But apparently it's pretty good. There's all kinds of stuff on there. Anyway, the Twilight Zone reboot is being narrated and produced by Jordan Peele. He was from Key and Peele, that comedy series. And he directed and wrote Get Out, which I watched for the first time last night.
And? What do you think?
It was... Nothing was happening, and then it got all real creepy. Good movie. Yeah. Have you seen it?
I've seen part of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get to the creepy part.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't been able to go back to it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, I didn't care for the music in it at the beginning, but then that was just like the first 5 minutes. And then it was an interesting story, and it was building up the tension, and then you found out what the deal was, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's creepy. So definitely recommend it.
All right. There is not much in the way of trailers.
No, there's not.
For 2 weeks. There's been nothing in the trailers.
I know, that's crazy.
All I got...
You got the Birds of Prey teaser thing?
Yeah, which, again, is not great for podcast format.
Because there's no words. It's just like 15 seconds of music.
Yeah, and a laugh.
Yeah, so we're not going to play it. But what's it about?
Well, Birds of Prey is a DC universe thing. It's the girls of the Bat family.
Yes.
Right, so you got Oracle, Batgirl, Huntress, and I forget who else. And they're the female superhero team up of the Bat family.
Right, okay.
It looks like it's going to be... Because, you don't see a single one of those characters in the teaser. All you see is Harley Quinn.
Well, they're pushing Harley Quinn because everybody likes her.
So, a lot of people jump on the bandwagon of Harley Quinn.
Yes, without knowing anything about the actual character itself.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of the girls their boyfriends are into superhero stuff, and they heard the name and they saw the previews in the movie. She's like, "Oh, that's a zany girl who's a psychopath. I'm a psychopath. I want to be like her."
You're right. And was that character introduced in Batman the Animated Series?
She was.
Before the comics and all that?
Yes, that was her first appearance. She was somebody for the Joker to play off of, rather than just having random henchmen.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so
this Birds of Prey thing, I know they did a series of it a few years ago. This is a movie?
This is a movie.
And do we have a release date or
nope.
Nothing, eh? It's just a quick
coming
teaser.
soon.
One of those.
Yeah. Sorry, see you soon is what this says.
Right, yes, see you soon. Yeah.
And
maybe it'll be interesting, I don't know.
It doesn't grab me.
No, like silly teasers like that really usually don't. Speaking of Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie played her in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes.
Remember we talked about Terminal, the movie with her and Simon Pegg and everything? And the trailer was weird, and it was just her walking down like a hallway.
Oh, okay, yes.
Well, it's on Netflix, and I watched it, and it was crap.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. Didn't look good from the trailer.
It didn't, but it was on Netflix, which is free. It's $10 a month.
Yeah, it's not free.
Whatever.
You're paying for it.
I'm paying for it, but I don't even notice. Whatever. So, yeah, I watched it, and it was like, what a waste of time that is. But worth the money that I paid for it. So
I killed a couple hours of your life.
Yeah, pretty much. I could have been
moved you forward in time.
It did. I got a rumor for you.
Oh, I like rumors.
Okay, rumor: Black Widow to be Marvel Studios' first R-rated film.
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, let me see what we got here. We've got. Let's see. Based on the comic book character created by Don Heck, and Stan Lee, the new Marvel Studios film is to be penned by Jack Schreifer or something, and directed by Kate Shortland. Then we've got the latest rumor circulating. It appears as though the former KGB agent will not only finally be getting her chance to shine in the spotlight, but also serve as a game changer as well. According to the Hollywood gossip site Crazy Days and Nights, Marvel is moving forward with their plan to make Black Widow their first R-rated film. Given the subject matter the character deals with, which includes high-stakes espionage and international assassinations, Johansson's Widow may be the perfect testing ground for some darker subject material. The movie has yet to be officially announced, but given that the contracts for Shortland and Schaefer are already public knowledge, it wouldn't be too surprising if Marvel Studios decides to experiment with a movie that's a little less kid-friendly, especially considering the recent success of films like Logan and Deadpool.
So no.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, and here's why.
Tell me.
She's part of the main MCU.
She is.
She's a flagship character.
True.
They are not going to put their flagship character in a family-friendly series that is making them billions of dollars in an R-rated film.
I could see that point.
If they're going to do it, they're going to do it with characters coming in from the Fox universe.
That makes a lot more sense.
Also, the Fox movies for Deadpool came in as a success because it cost nothing to make that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing. And even doubling it for the second movie was still nothing compared to the rest of the Marvel films.
Right, that's true.
So they made 5 times their budget back on the first movie. I think was a ridiculously high number that they made back.
Well, yeah, I think it was $50 million to make the thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they made like $500 million or something.
Yeah. So, like, they made a huge, even taking into promotion, all that jazz, right? Because whatever they say the budget is, you got to add that again for the promotion.
Yeah.
So they doubled, they 5 times their money on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't cost anything.
Right. And this here...
ScarJo is going to cost $50 million just to get in there.
Well...
Right?
Depending on what her contract is and that, but yeah.
Yeah, she's not going to be cheap.
No.
She's a big star in that series. It also gives her a lot of clout to be like, I don't want to do that. Because what are we going to get from the female sexy assassin? We're going to get some sexualization from her.
Yes.
And maybe she doesn't want to do that for her character.
Because they haven't really sexed her up a lot. They put her in the black tight pants and do a lot of butt shots, but that's it, really.
Yeah. They don't...
But all the guys get a lot of butt shots, too, so...
Yeah. You get much more sexualization in those shows from the male heroes. Particularly the Hemsworth and the Chris's get a lot of action.
They do, for sure.
Yeah, they get a lot of scenes on that.
Yeah.
Like the helicopter curl.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, no, I don't see them doing it.
Well, they did.
I will have no problems with seeing a Scarlett Johansson movie with a Black Widow.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
You just don't think it'll be R-rated?
I don't think it will be R-rated, and I don't think they should go R-rated.
Probably not for the main.
You don't want to screw with your flagship stuff. Bringing in the new stuff that may or may not be connected, because Deadpool may or may not be connected. They're not going to scrap Deadpool.
No, definitely not.
They might scrap the X-Men universe as a whole, but they're not going to scrap Deadpool.
Right.
He's a moneymaker, and his little thing, you keep his niche going, you keep that little niche rolling, and let Deadpool be Deadpool.
Yeah.
They might scrap the other one. Keep your rated stuff and the fringe stuff.
I think that seems more likely. And this article here is from JoeBlow.com, and it's all rumor and speculation.
Yeah.
And the film hasn't even actually been officially announced.
So come on. I doubt it.
Me too. It doesn't seem likely.
No.
But it'd be good to actually get a Black Widow film.
I'm all for a Black Widow film. Because we haven't had a spy film. We've kind of had a spy film with Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But we need a full-on spy film.
In the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's Black Widow.
Have you seen Red Sparrow? The one with Jennifer Lawrence?
I Want to Be Black Widow, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. No.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't like Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, how come?
I just don't like her.
Okay.
I think she looks bland and bored all the time.
Yeah, she does have that expression on her face a lot. Yeah.
A lot, but by that you mean all the time? Except for the few times where she tries really hard to have emotions and her face moves a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, because like she's the same thing as
Kristen Stewart?
Yeah. They're bland actresses.
They went to the same school of acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Botox.
Right.
Paralyze the whole thing up so they don't move.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a blank canvas, anybody can see what they want on you.
Yes, that sounds accurate. Okay. So we had another trailer with Lindsay Lohan in it.
Ugh.
What was this called?
I don't even remember.
Shadows? Among the Shadows?
Let's see if I can even pull it back up here.
Are we going to play this trailer?
Among the Shadows. We can play it because we got nothing else.
All right, here we go.
It's time.
Bon appétit.
As far back as I can recall, we have been at war. Every so often something occurs to tip the scales. This is where it gets complicated.
Sorry, Ari. Nothing personal.
Excuse me. Move! Hurry!
Wolves killing wolves. What's the world coming to?
I want to hurry. Someone wants to kill my husband.
He is the president, after all.
I'm on it.
Who's the top of this pyramid? They're hidden, but someone out there knows. I want to know everything.
Did you know what Harry was? Good Lord, are you one of them too?
I'm dealing with some very unpleasant people.
The stakes are a lot higher now.
I can handle it. Stolen debate material. Death threats backed up by murder. Somebody's tying up loose ends.
Don't let me down, Luke.
I have to do this.
Okay, so Lindsay Lohan back in action, Among the Shadows. Some kind of vampire type thing?
So it's about werewolves, apparently.
Was it werewolves? I couldn't tell.
No, you know what? It felt like I'm doing a bad knockoff of Underworld.
Yeah. All I really saw was that some of the characters had glowy eyes.
Yeah, and this trailer's all over the place. And that footage of the soldier moving through the hallway, I can do better.
Can you?
I can do better with my iPhone. And a costume I can slap together in 15 minutes. Because it looked bad.
It did. It doesn't look like something I care about. Sure, it's in our wheelhouse, our genre. Vampires, werewolves, demons, that kind of stuff.
So that story section has boiled over, right? We had the whole giant vampire werewolf thing, right? It boiled up, You got to turn it back down to a low simmer, and don't touch it. Then come back to it later.
So let's do mummies now.
Mummies would be fine. Come to me with mummies. Don't give me...
Because they tried that Tom Cruise one, which didn't do well.
Yeah.
But...
Because they tried to build things up too quickly.
They wanted another shared universe.
Yeah. And the problem is you can't just force a shared universe. You got to world build to get a good universe.
Yeah.
And they didn't world build.
No.
They want to show off Tom Cruise running.
Right, yeah. Which is what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marvel did it right. They built it up slowly. DC tried to slap everything together. We got to catch up. And speaking of DC, Ben Affleck is out as Batman. Did you hear that rumor or news? He's done as that character.
See, okay, that's what, 2
I think he was in 2 partial movies. Right.
No, he was in 2 full movies. So Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Not Returns. Dawn of Justice.
Yes. Batman versus Superman.
And then
the
Justice League.
Right.
So then he's appeared in...
Was he in Suicide Squad a bit?
He was for 2 scenes.
Yeah.
I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Anything else? So 2 and a cameo is all he's put in, and he's done.
Which makes no sense. Like, what
the
heck?
You went after the role of Batman.
Right.
You wanted to be in a giant franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You go talk to the Chris's about putting in their time. Chris...
Hemsworth, Pine, or Evans?
Pratt,
the other one.
I was like, Pine, what the hell?
Yeah, he's in Wonder Woman. Right.
Yeah, but Chris Pratt has put in more.
Yes.
And, come on. You got to put the thing in. You joining a big universe, you're in it for the franchise. Mm-hmm. You got to sit for a while.
Well, yeah.
You're going to bail as Batman? As Batman?
People kill for that role.
Yeah. You know, actors be like, I'll go from a minor TV star to a giant celebrity.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What, you need me to work out for 18 hours a day? Let's hit the gym.
And you're going to pay me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. If he doesn't want to have the dedication to be Batman, he doesn't deserve to be Batman.
That's right. He's not the Batman we deserve.
So,
or however that quote goes.
Be gone with you.
Yes.
False Batman.
Right?
His portrayal of Batman was
Yeah, it was meh.
The writing of his Batman was terrible.
Yes.
Because they darkened it up. And you don't darken up Batman.
No.
Because he's dark enough, and if you go too dark, he stops being Batman.
That's exactly
Batman stands on the line.
Yeah.
He doesn't cross the line.
No, he doesn't.
That's the whole thing.
That's right.
I'm Batman. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
His Batman left the line behind miles ago.
Yeah. Well, nobody holds those films up in high regard.
Some people do.
Really?
I've had conversations with people who honestly believe that the DC movies are better than the Marvel movies.
Wow. Who are these
people? I'm like, you're insane. You don't understand filmmaking, narrative,
story
plot,
structure,
characterization, world building,
lighting,
visual effects.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You can't say that they're better. You might enjoy them more.
Yes.
That's a separate thing.
That's a totally different category.
But you can categorically say, no, the Marvel movies are better movies.
True.
Because at no point are you squinting at a Marvel movie trying to figure out what's happening in the scene because you can't see anything.
It's true.
And somebody opens their phone on the other side of the theater and suddenly there's 10 times more light in the theater.
Right.
Because somebody opened up their phone.
Yeah. All accurate.
But yeah. So.
Okay. Do we have anything else?
I was playing with an idea for...
hypothetical?
Hypothetical, but it's not ready.
Not ready?
It's not ready.
So it's percolating?
Yeah. It's not ready.
That's okay. Hey, I guess we should mention that as we're recording this, it's Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Because we were talking about Bill Murray before, so I figured I would throw that in there.
So, Groundhog Day. So
I don't know if he saw his shadow or not. It's not sunny out. And I can never remember. Is it good if he sees his shadow or bad if he sees his shadow?
I think it's bad. If he sees his shadow, then he retreats in the 6 more weeks of winter.
Okay.
That's the way it works. I'm like 20% certain.
You know what? February 2nd, another 6 weeks is mid-March. Yeah, there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter no matter what.
Yeah, but the tradition started down south.
Right, where they have less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where like that started in like Pennsylvania.
Yes, that's right, because we had Punxsutawney Phil in that area. I don't remember their names. Wyatt and Willie. I think he died. I don't know. I can't remember. But every February 2nd, actually, speaking of February 2nd, today is Trinity's birthday. She's 13. That's my brother Robin's daughter.
Oh,
so
happy birthday,
happy
Trinity.
Birthday, Trinity. So, of course, you don't have Facebook, but I do, and I see all the Groundhog Day film memes, and everybody updates their profile picture to Bill Murray, and then they say, oh, you know what, they should announce a sequel to Groundhog Day.
Just re-release
the movie. Just re-release the original.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I see that every year at this time. It's very funny. Yeah, but that's the end of our podcast. Thanks for being part of it, Josh.
Not a problem.
And listeners, thanks for coming by again. And remember, hello and welcome to episode 232, the Rusted Robot Podcast, February the 3rd, 2019. Hey, it's your host, Sean.
And Josh.
How are you guys today? It's been 2 weeks since we recorded an episode.
Guys? You said, how are you guys?
Yeah, the listeners.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking, because normally you talk to us the first thing.
Right, that's true. But we're having a conversation with our listeners, because that's what they're here for.
No, it's not a conversation.
It is. It's a one-way conversation.
That's not a conversation.
What would you call it? Are we lecturing them?
No, because they're listening to our conversation and we're presenting them with information.
Oh, so they're eavesdropping?
Well, no.
Okay.
No, we're inviting them in to listen.
Yeah.
But it's not a conversation. Conversation is two-way.
Well, we're having a conversation right now.
We're having a conversation.
Yes.
But we're not conversing with them.
I wanted to include them in our conversation, even though they can't respond.
Addressing them is fine, but you can't include them in the conversation.
I tried. Anyway, I hope all of our listeners are doing well. You have been listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. To contact the show, email therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweet us at therustedrobot. Join the Facebook page and group and visit the website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. The Rusted Robot Podcast was put together by Sean and Josh and the Rusty crew. Please remember to check out our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and leave a glowing review in your chosen podcast app. Thank you, and have a geeky day.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Being on Star Trek it's not like getting another job. Sitting in the chair, the captain's chair, it got a little emotional. I'm Anson Mount. I play Captain Christopher Pike on Star Trek Discovery. The original pilot for Star Trek was shot with Jeffrey Hunter playing Captain Pike, who was the captain of the Enterprise before Kirk. There's a lot to fill in about that character's storyline, so it's an honor to play the role and help to do that.
Starfleet is a promise. I give my life for you, you give your life for me. And nobody gets left behind.
Aye, Captain.
I need a new ready room. What the hell do people said, huh?
They don't.
Captain Pike is the kind of captain who is aware that his most precious resource is his crew. When we come into season 2, the crew has had a tough time with a captain that they realized they couldn't trust. And I think Pike enters knowing that that's the wall he's up against and has to disarm them very quickly.
Stand by for verification.
Kidding.
Oh my God, I thought I broke a captain.
He is completely unafraid to admit he has no idea what the right decision is. He utilizes his crew as much as commands them. I think that's a really good quality in a leader.
Wherever our mission takes us, we'll try to make a little noise, ruffle a few feathers. Welcome to Discovery.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.